Coming up, Tesla may be in a legal battle over property taxes. We'll break it down for you. Plus, state lawmakers are making progress in an effort to end the STAR test. We'll have what parents need to know as that debate continues.
On your side, this is Fox 7 Austin News at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Warren. Tesla could be heading to court over its Gigafactory headquarters after getting more than $1 billion slashed from its appraised property value. Fox 7 Austin's Jenna King joining us from the newsroom with more on the dispute. Jenna.
Mike, this all comes after the company challenged its appraisal and got the property's worth dropped by more than $1 billion. Now, back in July, the Tesla Gigafactory east of Austin was originally valued by the Travis Central Appraisal District at $4.6 billion. The electric vehicle company disputed the value, leading to a new value of $3.4 billion by the Travis Appraisal Review Board. The review board is made up of Travis County property owners who volunteered their time. Last week, the TCAD Board of Directors voted to give Chief Appraiser Leanna Mann the green light to file a lawsuit if needed to uphold what they believe is a fair appraisal. Mann sent Fox 7 a statement saying, quote, "The core foundation of the property tax system is that every property owner pays their fair share of the tax burden. When a decision by the appraisal review board undermines that premise, the district has an obligation to all Travis County property owners to fight for fairness and equity in the system," end quote. TCAD expects to receive a letter from the appraisal board soon confirming the official market value of the property. Now, once that arrives, the district will have 60 days to decide whether to file a lawsuit or not. We reached out to Tesla for comment, but have not heard back. I'm reporting in the newsroom, Jenna King, Fox 7 Austin News.
State lawmakers are moving forward with a plan to replace the STAR test in public schools. HB 8 is a major rewrite that involves 3 shorter tests. Legislation is set for a floor debate in the State House tomorrow. Today, Austin Democrat Gina Hinojosa assembled a group of students to voice their opposition to the plan. The group claims it will not reduce the stress they feel and will not provide a fair assessment of what they know. Supporters of the bill say accountability is needed and noted that HB 8 will prohibit teachers from spending a lot of the school year teaching to the test.
We're supposed to measure progress, but let's be honest, they don't measure progress or intelligence. They don't measure creativity, and they don't measure critical thinking. They measure memorization, they measure obedience, and they measure how much pressure a student can endure in a silent testing room.
There's a reason that we have these systems in place, that we've had these systems in place for years. It's because before we did this, we had kids graduating from Texas public high schools who could not read, who could not do math. It's imperative that we put these kinds of measures into our accountability system, because at the end of the day, I think that's what parents really care about.
Nobody wants this bill except for the Texas Senate, who has this fixation on testing and accountability. But parents don't want it, teachers don't want it, and you just heard that kids don't want it.
The reality is that these accountability mechanisms are to show parents, how is your child doing? That's all parents want, is a great education, and this is to tell them that.
If approved by state lawmakers and signed by the governor, STAR testing would not immediately stop. The new testing system would not begin until the 2027-28 school year. As the fight over redistricting heats up nationally, California Governor Gavin Newsom is taking shots at Houston's crime rates. He's been outspoken with his criticism of Texas Republicans' recent redistricting efforts, and now he's using crime data to take swipes at Governor Abbott and other GOP-led states. His recent tweet says San Francisco has hit its lowest murder rate in 60 years, 35 murders last year versus Houston's 322. The numbers don't take into account the major population difference, but the adjusted murder rate in Houston is still about 3 times higher. Newsom's multiple recent social media posts compare crime in Republican-led states to Democratic cities. The posts follow President Trump's suggestion that his federal law enforcement takeover of Washington, D.C. could expand to other large American cities. Their Democrat leaders say they are not on board. President Trump says Crime has dropped dramatically in D.C. with no murders in the past 11 days. D.C.'s mayor says crime was already going down, but acknowledged the impact of having more law enforcement. The president says he wants to crack down on crime in the capital and other cities before the U.S. hosts the World Cup next year. He mentioned San Francisco, New York, and Chicago.
I made the statement that next should be Chicago because, as you all know, Chicago is a killing field right now. And they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need them.
We're not going to surrender our humanity to this tyrant. I can tell you this, the city of Chicago has a long history of standing up against tyranny, resisting those who wish to undermine the interests of working people.
The Pentagon is also planning to mobilize up to 1,700 National Guard troops in 19 states to help the Department of Homeland Security crack down on crime and immigration. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was arrested again today by ICE after he rejected a plea deal for a federal human trafficking charge. ICE officers arrested him when he went to the ICE field office in Baltimore this morning for a court-mandated check-in. Fox's Asher Red is in Baltimore with more. Asher.
Well, Mike, Abrego Garcia rejected a plea deal offering a safe deportation to Costa Rica as a free man in exchange for pleading guilty to human smuggling charges. But now the Department of Homeland Security is trying to deport Abrego Garcia to Uganda because he did not accept their plea deal. Uganda reached a deal with the U.S. last week to accept migrants deported by the Trump administration. ICE officials say the U.S. Marshals aren't required to return Abrego Garcia for trial once he's deported, but they could if needed. After ICE arrested Abrego Garcia this morning, his attorney says officers refused to answer any of Abrego Garcia's questions.
In the last 5 minutes, Mr. Abrego Garcia has filed a new lawsuit in the Federal District Court for the District of Maryland, challenging his current confinement and challenging deportation to Uganda or to any other country unless and until he's had a fair trial as in an immigration court, as well as his full appeal rights.
Abrego Garcia has been living in Maryland illegally since 2011. In March, the Trump administration mistakenly deported him to El Salvador after a judge ruled that it was unsafe for him to return to his home country. In April, a federal judge ruled that Abrego Garcia be returned to the U.S. immediately. And when he arrived, the DOJ charged him with federal human trafficking charges stemming from a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee. He remained in federal custody outside Nashville until Friday when a federal judge ordered that he return to Maryland. ICE notified Abrego Garcia's attorneys that day, and they said they plan to arrest him within 72 hours of his release. Now, Abrego Garcia's supporters call him a Maryland dad and a good person, but the government says he's a member of the violent MS-13 gang.
Got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country. He's currently charged with human smuggling, including children. The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets.
A federal judge here in Maryland is absolutely forbidding the DOJ from deporting Abrego Garcia as he awaits his trial. And his attorney says he's being held in a detention facility in Virginia. In Baltimore, Asher Red, Fox 7 Austin News.
In Williamson County, firefighters from Round Rock and Hutto responded to a major crash involving a dump truck and a tractor trailer. Officials say the eastbound lanes of Chandler Road had to be shut down while crews cleared the scene. Right now, there is no word on what caused the crash or whether there were any injuries. Up next, we have an update on recovery efforts following the 4th of July floods. You're watching Fox 7 Austin News at 6.
We're all busy. Busy taking notes and busy making notes and busy turning long-winded summaries into something a little more digestible, please. Busy closing loops and busy writing back, busy crafting the perfect response, busy replying, oh. Busy optimizing, synthesizing, onboarding, offloading. We're all just so busy.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description.
Fox 7 Austin News at 6 is on your side with Mike Warren, Scott Fisher, and Dennis
Tonight,
Delahaye.
recovery efforts continue across Central Texas nearly 2 months after the July 4th floods. Some projects have been completed ahead of schedule. Here with an update on that is Dakota Morrissey, the news editor with the Daily Trib. And Dakota, one of the top priorities for TxDOT was rebuilding the Cow Creek Bridge. Another major road in Llano County has also reopened. Tell us about that.
Yes, we finally have some good news following the flood. TxDOT just completed the RR 1431 bridge between Burnett and Travis counties, and that was a huge deal. They did it a month ahead of schedule. It was supposed to be finished September 19th. Instead, it's August 19th. From what I understand, the work crews, the contractor was brought in as an emergency hire. They said, you need to get this done as fast as possible, and they did. They worked 24/7, day and night, and they got that bridge opened a month early, which is huge because people that had maybe 10-minute commutes before suddenly had an hour-and-a-half drives to go to work and to get home. So especially for the city of Marble Falls, that was a big deal. And over in Llano County, the Kingsland Slab, which is a very popular summer swimming spot and an important connecting road between the north and south end of the county, that was also damaged in the flood, and they got on that really quick. They fixed it up. People are out there spending time in the sun, getting in the river, and they're able to commute back and forth across the county now. So really amazing to see things come together, see the community start to liven up again.
Yeah, nice to see things moving. You know, in Burnett County, Judge Brian Wilson trying to cut back on spending. The sheriff's office says they need more deputies. Now, there's a commissioner's court meeting tomorrow. What can locals expect out of that?
Well, it's kind of this classic tale of, you know, we're a very conservative county, and it's, do you raise taxes and get more amenities, or do you try to keep them down and maybe go without? The sheriff's office, obviously, public safety is a top priority. They want at least 4 new deputies, some new equipment. The judge, who was actually just recently appointed, he's a relatively new player in the game, is actually kind of denying all requests that he can for maybe new personnel, new equipment, while maintaining services and even cutting back the tax rate. So there's been these kind of marathon battles in commissioner's court the last few weeks, 6 hours long, trying to hash this stuff out. So we're hoping to come to some terms tomorrow, and hopefully by the time, we're looking at a September 9th deadline for all these things to get figured out. But I think if you're a Burnett County taxpayer, you should really be paying attention to this, because you have your county judge really advocating for tax cuts, which we hear a lot about people wanting, and you have the sheriff's office who says, hey, the county's growing, we need more deputies, and if you want more deputies, you're going to have to throw a little more cash in.
Yeah, a constant back and forth. Okay, we are out of time for now, but Dakota Morrissey with the Daily Trib, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Not many clouds out there today. Not a whole lot expected tomorrow either, but as we head through the work week, rain chances will ramp up. Stay with us. Fox 7 Austin News at 6. And my forecast coming right back.
Fox 7 Austin weather with Chief Meteorologist Scott Fisher.
Normal temp in the upper 90s. That's where we were today. 1 degree above the norm, 98. All-time record just 2 years back at 107. We haven't been that hot all year long. The hottest day we've had all year long was 103. That was back last Monday. We haven't had a single day over that. We've had plenty of close calls, a lot of 90s, but that's normal. Red box day on the calendar, meaning above normal. Max Storm Radar, we're quiet in the dual sweep mode. Granger site here in Williamson County, Comal County, that is the New Braunfels radar site. High pressure wedged in to the middle portion of our state, and that is keeping the clouds at bay. It's keeping the rain at bay. Now, there are going to be a couple of factors going on as we go through the next several days. We'll see more of a southeasterly push, giving us some more moisture. And there's going to be 2 cold fronts. Well, 2 fronts It was a full cold front, but this portion of it has pulled up stationary, so it's not advancing at the moment. It probably will drift south of Dallas and affect our weather on Wednesday with slightly cooler temperatures and the possibility of some rain chances. And there may be another front that comes in as we get toward the weekend. Out in the tropics, we've got Fernand. That is a tropical storm moving away, and we've got this cluster of showers we will watch, but the Hurricane Center says it's not likely to become a tropical system. All quiet on future clouds and radar tonight, just a few clouds. Tomorrow morning, a full morning of sunshine. Tomorrow afternoon, there may be a few puffy clouds, but looks like the rain stays off to the east. Take you into Wednesday, and yeah, a few more clouds in the morning, and then in the afternoon, mainly east of the interstate, there's a roughly 20-30% chance, depending on where you are, that we pop a quick shower. 93, a lot of blue on the Santa Rita Ranch Cam, Liberty Hill, Williamson County. A lot of blue with some puffy cumulus downtown. Pella of Austin skyline camera coming in at 97. A few clouds tonight, not much more than that. 74 on the low. We'll go 98 again tomorrow. Skies mostly sunny. 7-day. Front nearby on Wednesday. That'll cool us a couple of degrees. Another front nearby on Saturday. And look at the Sunday temperature. That's the lowest we've been in a while. 91.
Coming up, why the Longhorns season opener at Ohio State is going to be a dream come true for new starting quarterback Arch Manning. That's next in sports.
Fox 7 Austin Sports with Dennis De La Pena.
Finally, game week is here. Number 1 Texas, led by new QB1 Arch Manning, will kick off with reigning national champ Ohio State Saturday morning right here on Fox. John High has a preview.
Heisman favorite Arch Manning has dreamed of being UT's starting quarterback since he was a kid.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is what I've been waiting for. I spent 2 years not playing, so might as well go have some fun, right?
Arch didn't play much as the backup, but now he's QB1. Leading the nation's number 1 ranked team, who will open the season on the road against Ohio State, the defending national champs.
I feel good. I feel like we're in a good spot. I feel like we're starting to catch a stride these past, week and a half of camp, and we're fired up to finally play someone else besides our defense.
He's been in these environments. It's not like we didn't put him in the game in the semifinal game last year. We put him in the game at Texas A&M. He's had to go in. Now he just gets to play more snaps, which I know he's excited about.
Now, while there's been a ton of hype surrounding Arch, he and his top-ranked Horns, who many think can win it all this year, actually head into their massive opener as slight underdogs to the number 3 Buckeyes.
At the end of the day, you got to go out there and execute, whether you're number 1, number 10, number 15. It all comes down to your execution between the lines and your little details.
I think we kind of try to shift the narrative, and we're going for everyone else. Target's not on our back. We have the red dot on everyone else. I think I just trust my training, trust the coaches, go through my regular week of prep, and once the time comes, be ready to roll.
At the end of the day, I just feel like he's normal. And that's what I love about him. It's not some guy who feels like he's untouchable, he's better than everybody else. He doesn't do life like that, never mind football like that.
So I'm not going to take it for granted. I know what it's like not playing, and I'm just blessed to be here, and I'm going to make the most out of it.
John High, Fox 7 Austin Sports.
Arch, he's got the level head. I like the way, though, he's turned the whole hunter thing. Like, target's not on ours. We're taking target practice. We're hunting.
A mouth-watering matchup is an understatement for Saturday.
You can't hype it too much. It's gold.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, sir. Back after the break.
On your side, you're watching Fox 7 Austin News.
An 18-year-old high school student is home after sailing up the Atlantic coast alone in honor of his grandmother, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Finn Bell, a senior at Hogarth High, is back in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina after spending 2 months at sea. Bell lived on a boat with his family until he was about 3, but he didn't get into sailing until a few years ago, learning from his father. When his grandmother was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2022, he decided to dedicate something to her, an 1,800-mile sailboat journey from Wrightsville Beach to Newport, Rhode Island, which meant living on the boat on his own for 2 months straight.
Kind of a challenging thing, you know, it's like kind of going against Parkinson's. This was a whole challenge for me. She's challenged against Parkinson's, but without her, I wouldn't be doing any of this. She's the reason my dad sailed, my dad's the reason I sailed.
Bell is already making plans after the semester ends. He says his next journey will be to the Bahamas. So he's got good practice. That's going to do it for the Fox 7 Austin News at 6. We hope to see you at 9 and 10. Have a good evening.
Selling any boats?
Because for a while I was like waiting for the